Of all of the mobile homes out there, perhaps none are more iconic than the Airstream. And today, here in California, we're about to meet an interior designer who's taken a retro 60s caravan and towed it into the new century. Hey August, how's it going, mate?
Bryce, so good to meet you.
Great to meet you. And it's amazing to see your home.
Thank you.
I have to say, I'm a big fan of the Airstreams.
Me too. They're special things. And this is from 1968, which is a great generation. And it's got a lot of years under it.
What was the story and how you got started in this project?
So my grandfather gifted this Airstream to my dad 25 years ago. He had it for about 10 years and then parked it for about 10 years, and it was slowly kind of rotting away, and I was leaving the city, and I don't know, I saw a gem, so I decided to take it off his hands and gutted it, and kind of figured out what I could do with it and what was salvageable, and ended up taking the project on. Seeing this Airstream and seeing the potential in it and seeing that it's a gem, I didn't initially think it was going to be my home, really. I just knew I wanted to take on the project because I loved Airstreams, and then after I was about 2 months into the build, I just fell in love with it, and I thought, you know, why would I not live in this thing? And I thought that creating a home that I owned, that wasn't a rental, that I could take with me through my chapters of life would be special, and it just was a good fit.
And so you did this whole project as a DIY, didn't you?
Yeah, totally. I wanted to build it myself to save money on labor, but also just kind of learn, figure it out a little bit more, building skills, especially working with wood and milling wood and building cabinetry. And I'm an interior designer by trade, so I had the vision, but you know, I wanted to kind of figure out the process of getting it to that point.
As an interior designer, I know that you're probably used to working in much larger spaces. What was it like tackling such a small space design project?
It was a challenge. There's many challenges I didn't expect either. I think if anything, it's just the amount of focus on all the details. You know, it's like a lot of the times with bigger spaces, you can get away with things being a little less attention on them, but every little inch in here you see, you know. Also tackling the space of making it functional, and then at the same time, you know, have space to live and move around, but also have a place for everything. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Well, already from the exterior, I can see you've done a really good job on the restoration of this one.
Thank
and
you.
I cannot wait to see what you've done inside. Can we take a look?
Absolutely. Come
All
on
right.
in.
Thank you. This is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You've really gone for quite a modern edge in here, haven't you?
Yeah, the layout is actually pretty similar to the original 1968 layout. This was usually a second bed, but I turned this into a small dinette over here. But kitchen's still in the same place, bathroom's still on the same end, and the main bed is over here. And this usually had the table in the center with two pieces that came together. But I decided to go with this arrangement and have the bed here, and then also play as a daybed sofa as well.
I definitely like how you've done that. You've created this as a really comfortable looking area. Have you included storage in this space as well?
Yeah, totally. So along the back of here, I have the holding tank for the water to be on the road. And then in front of that, I have 3 areas of storage, which I keep my linens in. So making the bed, I'll pull the linens out and go back and forth.
One of the things that I'm quite impressed with is I can stand up in here, and I wasn't expecting to be able to.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I have to give that to Airstream. They figured it out. I didn't raise or change the subfloor, so this is the original height. The inside is 7 feet wide by 19 feet long, and then just about 7 feet tall.
I really like the way that you've done the window treatments in here as well.
Yeah, it's tricky with Airstreams because of the curve. If you just let them hang, they're going to sit away from the wall. So what I've done is place magnets on either side so that I'm able to close it against the wall.
And then I do really like how you've created this dining area as well, because it's always nice to have a dedicated dining space just set up all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I use this also as my workspace, and it kind of doubles. And what I really wanted to do is cover the wheel well. So the wheel well protrudes up under there, and wanted to kind of have that constantly covered. So added the tabletop on top, and then this one-seater booth, which has an access panel on the outside that goes under it. So I call that my garage. But yeah, it's great. It's super functional, and then it's nice to be able to sit and look out the window.
And then the kitchen here has been especially nicely done. I really like this countertop.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the kitchen definitely is the centerpiece of the project and the home. So this countertop is walnut. It was actually 4 different pieces of hardwood that I glued and milled and put together. And then the fridge is a 3-way Dometic setup, so I can run it off propane, battery, or AC. So that's great. And then over here I have a 2-top burner running off of propane and an oven as well.
I especially like how you've kept the retro central control panel in it as well.
Totally. Yeah, that was something that I knew kind of from the beginning I wanted to restore and keep in here. It's really kind of the heart of the Airstream and the soul, you know, it controls everything. And so mess with the wiring a little bit, and then as you can see, you know, the battery condition, I can test that. Lights still are functional on it. I don't have a holding tank in here anymore for the black, it's just a gray water tank, so that's not running, but everything else, including the water pump.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I like what you've done here with the sink as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this faucet. Did all my hardware from an Italian company called Zyia, and if you see under here, I have an area for drying my dishes. It goes pretty deep, so it's actually great for washing pots. One thing that's also nice about it is covering the top to get some extra counter space. As you can see, I use the same piece from the counter to follow the grain through.
Beautiful. And this is quite a compact kitchen, but you've still managed to build in a really good amount of storage.
Yeah, absolutely. So these uppers, I have food and pantry up here. All of the hinges on here are soft close, so driving, they don't fly open. Then over here, I have my dishware and then a vent for the oven. And then on this side of the storage here, you can see this is a steel panel because I had to get the oven so close. I didn't want the heat to have an issue with the wood. And then on the other side, I have my closet.
Really nice that you built in some hanging storage and everything there.
Yeah, so first I was a little nervous that it was going to be too small, but honestly, it's great. It fits all my clothes.
Large mirror there's a nice touch as well.
Yeah, totally. I wanted to figure out a place to put a mirror, but I didn't want it to be exposed. And sometimes I find I'll just leave this open, and with the mirror it makes the space feel even larger.
Yeah. Now in this whole home, there is only one painting on the wall, so I'm guessing that has got to have a story behind it.
Good observation. Well, this Airstream is from Montana, and my grandfather has a bison ranch in Montana. And as I said before, it was gifted originally from him. So I wanted to give a little bit of love back to that, and so I commissioned a local artist who, ironically, his name is August as well, to do this oil painting of a scene at the ranch of a couple bison.
And I really like how with the bathroom pocket door, you've created it with that opaque glass so that you can let a bit more light into the room as well.
Absolutely, light, and then also just giving a little bit of dimension to the space. And I didn't want to close this off completely. I like to be able to see through, as you're saying, with the light, but then also, since it is a small space, to understand that it continues past this door. One thing I didn't anticipate was as the light changes throughout the day, the hue changes in the temperature of how it comes through this door, which is really special. Sometimes I'll turn a light on in the bathroom and it'll be sunset and I'll get almost a rainbow effect coming through the door, which is really special.
Beautiful. Well, can we check out the bathroom and see what's happening in there?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, this is very well done.
Thanks. Yeah, it was definitely the most challenging part of the project. I wanted to repurpose the old holding tank, which was the black tank, into the gray tank. So what I did was basically use what was the black tank output, turn it into the shower drain, and then made a wet bathroom. So basically I just moved my bath mat out and shower, and just showers on everything, and everything in here is actually waterproofed, as well as the walls. If you can feel, there's a rubber coating on there.
Oh yeah.
So the water just kind of beads off there. The shower is a handhold shower, but then also I have a mount over here to the left that I can just set up there and just shower normally. And then the countertop, I had to actually, if you can see, it's one piece here, walnut curved. I had to install that before the wall or anything in order to get it in here. And then I have the composting toilet by Nature's Head, which I love. And then on this side, I have my sink and also this Omni-mounted mirror. So it being curved as well, had a little bit of a challenge figuring out how to position the mirror. So I got a speaker mount and then mounted it with a speaker mount so that I could position the mirror however I'd like. And then so under the sink, I have access to all my systems, which I really wanted to be able to not go outside and go in the back. So under here, you can see my hot water tank is here. And then around there, I have my converters and inverters and batteries as well.
Very clever design. And what's the story behind this picture here?
So yeah, this photo is a photo of my father, since I wanted to kind of give a little praise to him as well, since he gifted this to me. And that's him in the 80s with Andy Warhol. They were close friends, and it was during a time he owned a nightclub in the whole art world back then.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What a treasure. And so how long have you been living in the Airstream now?
I've been living in it full time for about 3 months now.
Fantastic. And how are you finding life here so far?
It's been great. It's been a little bit of a learning curve, you know, not only living in a small space, but living in an Airstream and figuring out how they work and what doesn't, and ways to make things more efficient and whatnot.
And what was the budget in building this home?
Well, I got the original structure basically for free. It was almost not worth anything with the condition it was in. And I actually put 25 grand into it. 25 grand isn't including my labor, but yeah, I think a great turnout for the budget.
It really is. This is a phenomenal result for this quality of build. Well done.
Thank you so much.
And so now you're just getting ready to take the Airstream on a big cross-country adventure.
Yeah, no destination exactly yet, but definitely hitting the road. I have a little bit of time off right now, so I'm gonna head north, I think, after this.
And you have a job that actually also lets you travel quite a lot, because in addition to working as an interior designer, you're also a musician, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. I'm able to work mainly off of my laptop. So the office is really where I set the laptop. And then also I've been working on a lot of my music in this Airstream and exploring the sound and recording in here as well, which has been an interesting journey. I do have an album coming out for the first time in 2 years. It was during this project that I wrote the album. So yeah, it's an inspiring space to even write as well. You know, I love it. This is really a family heirloom, as it was passed down. I'm the third generation it's been passed down. But I didn't want it to feel like I was living in my grandfather or my dad's space. I wanted it to feel like my own. So I really stripped it down and wanted to create this space that felt personal to me. And I love the idea of having a mobile lifestyle, you know, being able to have my home and feeling like it's my permanent home, and when I come back to it for my travels, have a place that is stable, but then also in 30 minutes strap it to my truck and take it to any next adventure.
August, you really have done such a great job with this build. You've turned an old Airstream into a really beautiful home. Thank you so much for sharing it with me.
Thank you so much, and for coming by.
This really is such an impressive project. August has done an amazing job with the design of this place, but what I really like about it is that there's just so much history tied up in here. This is an heirloom which has passed from his grandfather to his father, and now his father to him. And now it's a beautiful home that's awaiting an incredible life on the road.
He bought a pickup, got rid of his foreign, been across the world, but he keeps exploring. Close smell of white sage and oak in the morning, breaks up the pattern if he sees it forming.